honorable ministers and members of the Parliament, welcome back to the 12th Global Energy Parliament. We shall now continue with the submissions and responses, which will be chaired by Dr. Volker Meissner, Chairman of German Academy for Energy Medicine and Bioenergetics. Honorable Sir.
Thank you very much, Srini. We are starting now the next part of our submission section, and this is the part of labor. And we will start with the submission by our guest speaker, Rajesh Jose, and I would like you to introduce our speaker, please.
Mr. Rajesh M. Jose is working with Think Palm Technologies as Senior General Manager. In his job, he is responsible for the development and delivery of enterprise-level web applications and mobile applications. He has 30 years of IT experience and started his career as a software sales and software engineer before moving to software. Let's welcome Mr. Rajesh M. Jose.
Thank you. You're able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
His Holiness Swamiji and other dignitaries, Namaste. So I bring my love and greetings from the technology companies. I am one among them, and I represent Think Palm. Digitalization as a software company, technology company, we see is essentially as facing the evolution of human consciousness. And I would like to talk about the people who evolve the machine consciousness. So we are giving consciousness to the machine. We have methods to measure the consciousness of the machine in a quantitative. Phi is the unit we are using that. So as the human consciousness is evolving, we have machine consciousness also evolving. So we are responsible for that. We are watching that. But the digitalization, as we see the essential, it is ever evolving, as in the previous discussions. A lot of our members have mentioned that human consciousness is evolving, and it is an ongoing process. Digitalization is a part of this evolving consciousness. So it all starts from data, and it moves to information, knowledge, wisdom. So that is a journey of knowledge and data. So we play in these three areas prominently. Information companies, we deal with data, we deal with information, and with the introduction of artificial intelligence, we are into the area of knowledge management as well. We have intelligent systems and intelligent algorithms, which is working in many business applications as well as other areas. So it moves to wisdom. Wisdom is layers of intelligence. When it works together, wisdom comes. So there may be, we can dream of an era when machines also, or intelligent systems and wise machines systems are there in the picture. And then it moves to the transcendental. We believe that there is an area, what I am showing is the eye of a providence, the omnipresent, where even wisdom is transcended, and it is perceived with the single eye, as the Bible says, the truth is perceived with the single eye. So that is the journey. And as the technology companies, we are playing in the area of data, information, and knowledge. Moving on. So the information and communication technology workforce, as of now, we have 62 million people working in the information and technology workforce. It is a huge force. So we are in the business of minding the machines, mapping the human mind machines. So the moment we treat this from intelligence to awareness, which is above intelligence. So this is the workforce we are looking at, and it is going to increase. So these people are responsible for giving wisdom, we're giving mind to machines, and mapping human mind to machines, which is going to radically change the way we are going to do business, we are going to do education, and we do that in all areas. We can see that what technology companies are providing to different verticals of business and technology. We give cloud computing systems, enterprise software, devices, IT services, communication services, to manufacturing, banking, finance, energy, education, telecom, and many more areas. So while we are doing that, okay, we are pushing the evolution of individual and collective consciousness. We are aware of that. We are very much aware of that. So as I represent the group of technology as a workforce, what are we looking? What are the problems we are facing? We are also part of the society. So our consciousness is evolving. We are also in the journey, part of the journey. So we are taking a charter from logical liberation. I'm using the word liberation because every human being is, starting from simple logic and he's taking a charter to liberation. So what is the point? So we are also part of that community. Even when we are programming the machines, we are dealing with the rational mind. But our charter, as the employees of the technology companies, our charter is essentially moving from logic to liberation. We want to move from the left brain, art, intuition, meditativeness, then to liberation. So that chapter is very essential. I can see I have 30 years of experience in the IT company. So when we are dealing with the logical machines, so these are very straightforward people, the people who are working in information technology. If you look at the programmers, they deal with logic and they know how difficult it is to produce some amount of intelligence by doing coding. How many lines of code we have to write to produce some intelligence in a machine. And we are at OAO. When you look at the nature, we see intelligence. We see logical perfection in day and night, in sun, in moon, in solar systems. We see logical perfection. And we wonder about the lines of code which is working behind such huge wisdom. We are at Yale. So we also want to step into that area, which is beyond logic, which is beyond art, which is beyond intuition, which is actual liberation and freedom of human soul. So we also want to take that journey along with the whole humanity as we mind the machines. I'm making it very short. Before going into in my last slide, I would like to share two beauty tools which I came across. So I told you we are in the business of giving consciousness to machine. So where is this journey taking us? Where are we going? What is this chart? I was thinking. So I have to search. Where are we taking, pushing human consciousness to which level? So I just came across two beauty tools which I would like to share with a lot of happiness. So this is from, the first one is from Mandukya Upanishad, the verse 7, which talks about the state of consciousness. There are 4 states of consciousness. So the first one is the wakefulness. When we are wakeful, that is the stage of human consciousness. When we are sleeping, when we are deep sleep, it is a second stage of consciousness. Third is dreaming. We are dreaming in the when you are sleeping, that is the third stage of consciousness. And the 7th verse, Mandukya Upanishad, beautifully put across what is the 4th stage, Turiya, the 4th. I'm no Sanskrit scholar, but then I can recite a little bit. Nanta pratyam, nahibhir pratyam. What is the properties? What are the attributes of this 4th stage of consciousness? It is neither inward nor outward, nor wisdom self-gathered nor possessed. Initially, the beauty tool is saying what it is not. It is neither seen, it cannot be communicated, it is unsizable, featureless, unthinkable, unnameable. Then it says what it is in limited words. The language, of course, fails at this stage. So it says it is calm, blissful, who is one other than whom there is no other. And final statement is the most beautiful. This has to be realized. You have to realize this wisdom. So we are also looking for that kind of realized wisdom, where freedom is there, where blissfulness is there, where calmness is there, where all phenomena ends. So this charter, when we are pushing human consciousness, mapping human consciousness to mission consciousness, and pushing both together, individual and collective consciousness, we are taking this charter from ordinary consciousness to divine consciousness, where in Bible, when Jesus says, I and the Father are one. He's talking about the 4th stage. He's talking from that consciousness. So that is the essential charter we know we are taking, but it's a long way. But while we are minding the machines, giving consciousness to the machines, a lot of intelligent systems are going to be replaced from conscious mind, human mind to machines in the future. You will see a artificial intelligence system taking decisions to provide loans, ethical things. So there was a discussion already happened. So we wish you all the best as we take for our fraternity as well as all the world. We wish all the best while we take this journey together. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation, for this deep understanding of consciousness and what we are doing right now, coming from data and information, very clearly presented. Thank you very much. I think we have a response from our Minister for Labor and Human Resources, Dirk Seeling. Yes, the floor is yours, Dirk, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Volker Meissner, and greetings to Rajesh Jose. I hope I got the name correctly.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it was a very important speech about the connection in jobs and also how digitalization can help us to improve our knowledge and wisdom, even if it is possible, with the right things and the right programs. And I would like to add some topics that have to do with human resource development, and the study findings, however, agree that the increased investment in digitalization is generally associated with increased employment of high-skilled workers and reduced employment of low-skilled workers. So as well-paid routine workers are displaced in the manufacturing industries after digitalization. So we should be aware about all things that have a routine can be displaced by robots or artificial intelligence. So to think about, for example, in the age of COVID, Corona, and automatic ideas of medicine, it is the automated execution of regulations and standards in surgery or a family doctor's activity strictly carried out according to legal requirements without human interaction, without individualized consultation and human emotional encounter, without compassion, could very soon be replaced qualitatively, more reliable, more quickly, and more law-abidingly by digital medical assistance. So if it is just a routine, it can be also a robot or a digital assistant. So routines without individual human soul interaction are in a few years by digital solutions better results when it comes to poorly material key scores like money making, like efficiency or something like that. So the approach of a doctor, the approach of a consultant, the approach of a teacher is that he has the individual feeling to a person and that he has compassion, that he is connected with the other person, as you said very finely, Mr. Jose, that we are all one. And so the I theory of His Holiness Swami Isha can offer important clues on how to maintain our humanity in a digital future. The means concrete how to keep positive energies that support health and increase satisfaction. Through exercise and shared human spirit, digitalization has to serve human mankind. The human being is not soulless. It is not a soulless cell. And so the new EU initiatives, as Daniel Köhler said already, is an important one, but not maybe perfect. So to regulate artificial intelligence enabled algorithms at work, such as the Commission's proposal for an Artificial Intelligence Act or the Directive on Platform Work, are very controversial among stakeholders and legal experts. So it is discussed, does it really help or does it stop innovation in this field? And I think very important is to have a look about if digitalization is helping us as a human being to become like a human being. And therefore, to answer this question, what is a human being, I think is the most important one, to find the right laws and also the right human resource development plans or strategics in companies. So I'm a consultant in different companies, bigger ones and also small ones here in Germany. And in companies, we understand human resource development in the sense of skills and knowledge. We should go further. As you have shown, Mr. Jose, it's more than only knowledge, it is wisdom, and even more, it is total consciousness. Digitalization can help us on that way if it is used properly. And it is not bad or good, but it has to be used properly. So good digitalization helps us in developing wisdom and developing the pranic genetic code, as Christoph Dumas said. Yeah, it is what Swamiji, Jagadguru Swami Isha, has given us the wisdom about his highest knowledge. So human resource development should use this gift about how to develop the pranic genetic code. For some people are like a dolphin, they should be in the water and swim, and they should not try to fly like a bird. And others are birds, so they should not stay longer under the water. So to feel what is my pranic plan, we should develop together to help people to find this out. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if you want to respond directly, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so that is, it summarizes whatever I have said. The systems as we program it, how do we bring the human soul element into those systems? The artificial intelligence system is going to take most of the decisions because it has got the data at its fingertips and it can take fast decisions. So no human being can match it. The decisions in the future will be completely, even business decisions, government decisions, so all going to be data driven. So systems are going to have access to more data. So intelligent systems are going to take the decisions. How do we bring that consciousness and wisdom and the human soul element into it? That is the question we have to answer. But then it all depends upon the individuals, how collectively and individually we take up that journey, because we are mapping our mind. So that is what essentially it is. Thank you.
Thank you for this amendment. Thank you very much. And thank you both that you mentioned this in a very understandable way for everybody. That it's not so much really rocket science that we need, it's more understanding human beings that helps us with it. Thank you very much. So we continue with our plan. The next speaker is a guest speaker as well, Mr. Balachandran, and I'd like to ask Rohini to introduce the next speaker to us, please.
Our next speaker is our guest speaker, Mr. K. Balachandran, veteran journalist from India. K. Balachandran, a journalist for more than 4 decades, has reportedly widely on Kerala's society, culture, literature, and art. He has interviewed and published features on people of great distinction who have been lighting our path. He has been writing and publishing poetry and fiction in Malayalam, Tamil, and English. He is a firm believer in the dictum, whatever one does echoes in eternity. So please.
Respected Swamiji and every noble mind attending in the Global Energy Parliament, I am here crystal gazing into the future to see what digitalization brings to the media. Riding the crest of internet-powered technological revolution, digitalization is fast commandeering every area of human activity, obliterating the old order of things, thereby making human life in this planet look beyond recognition. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and numerous such other innovations make it extremely difficult, even for supercomputers, to predict the shape of things to come exactly. How would the world look a decade after would be a subject of intense research. In all probability, the physical reality of human inhabited world would slowly lose importance on the advent of a new realm that fully operates in the mental or consciousness level. In this new realm of consciousness, thought, action, and results could be achieved even without moving a muscle. When such a storm is gathering in the near horizon, the business of information dissemination, particularly the news media, also has a future entirely different from what it is today. As one peers into the crystal ball, one would see a media presence far less, but a role much greater and more significant. After the digitalization juggernaut has gone forward a few decades, though the media will be seen less, effects will be far more stronger. The psychology, sociology, dynamics, and economics of news media in the digital era is not easy to assess, analyze, and predict because changes in technology happen thick and fast. For example, until recently, live reporting of an event on television involved OB-WAN, satellite linking, a number of professionals, etc., that cost a lot of in terms of resources. But now the technology is in everyone's hand, and in the era of social media. As I mentioned earlier, all signals point to one fact: ascent of the power of mind. As a result, a slow and steady march to subtlety and essence. We can very well hope and imagine with a high degree of assurance that in spite of the present confusion prevailing in the media business, as empires go down, the empires of the future are going to be the empires of the mind. With the arrival of printing technology, journalism and print media has contributed for a long time to bring the world together by proving information is power. But in the last century, the great strides in print and electronic media brought in much diversity in news and media. But along with that, strident commercial interests brought the media institutions and a section of the media practitioners from their high pedestal to down. In some cases, it is the dumb seat. The journey of the humankind on the lighted path shown by the media should elevate to a well-informed, more knowledgeable world which believes in collective wisdom of humanity, free from all weaknesses. But that media-led journey could only accomplish halfway. Democratization of media is digitalization. Democratization of media by digitalization came at a time when the old media was at crossroads. The world has gifted the social media driven by an array of short-form content platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Digitalization has broken the barriers of time and space to bring the world together. It also has been breaking many barriers like language that has caused invisibility and lack of understanding. Until then, the media business was a closed shop where limited players had space. Many visible and invisible forces were as the gatekeepers of powerful media world. Social media ended the monopoly and the digitalization era took over. Democratization of media opened up the arena for a collective social process. Any person with a smartphone becomes a potential content creator. Multi-level discussions and critical evaluation coming up to collective conclusion. But there lies in a problem. In the frenzy of handling a powerful tool, the social media often strays into undesired path in terms of greatest common good. How truly democratic is social media is a real concern for the world at this stage of growth. The trained professionals in the old order of things is struggling to establish that they are still in control. But in reporting a happening or an event in any corner of the planet, the audience now depend more upon social media which brings the information from different angles. The old media soar on the facts being sacred, though the new media may not be schooled in the morals and ethics of media business. Now it is near impossible to hide the facts. Artificial intelligence will help emerge a quality in journalism. Artificial intelligence will make reporting events and happenings far more effortless by giving access to anyone to the pool of information in social media. This will complete the fall of the old media that we see now. As the advertising revenue goes more to the interactive social media and print sales come down, all the traditional media would have to remain only on the digital world. This is when a much needed qualitative change will emerge in the digital media sector. This is when the power of thought will emerge and the people will look around for brilliant voices that are capable of assessing and analyzing situations and shed light. In other words, a new kind of media leaders will emerge. When digital world would reduce everybody, when digital world would reduce the everyday struggle of people, and the world will be more concerned about finer aspects of life, and beauty. News media would be regrouping around brilliant minds whose discourses would stimulate and lead the society. Around the world, new empires of mind based on deeper thought will add to the emergence of higher consciousness. Emergence of an all-pervasive global mind that would work beneficially for not only humankind, but also to nature and animal kingdom is the desired end effect of the digital revolution. A more peaceful, creative society that springs from a higher level of consciousness will dawn, powered by a digital media revolution. Quest for humankind for happiness and digitalization. Visionaries for long foresaw a future where humankind attain higher levels of consciousness and live in lasting peace and harmony. It was existential strives and struggles that delayed the progress of the progress to higher level of consciousness. Now the digitalization has taken away all the trials and tribulations of everyday life. The path is open for humankind to come together and work towards that goal. Digitalized media would be on a strong and potent force to make it happen by standing with the essence and the eternal, then dissipating the creative energy in pursuit of creativeness. Digitalization is the first phase of a grand paradigm shift from the physical world to the mental world. This will change the media more of a potent force, transforming and stimulating minds and mental energy towards the more truly equitable global system controlled by mind and ideas. Digitalization makes time and distance insignificant in information, knowledge, and ideas can seamlessly travel everywhere, integrating past, future, and present. Digitalization eliminates the bulk and grit of media, leaving out the cracks that will evolve into something more powerful and creative. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. We have a response by the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Ajith Venniyoor. The floor is yours.
Yes. Namaste. Pranams to respected Swamiji and greetings to all beloved members of the Parliament. First of all, I congratulate my friend GEP Balachandran for his very comprehensive presentation. And I would like to comment on only two aspects of the subject. As Sri Balachandran rightly pointed out, the future of media is continuing to turn to digital media for entertainment. news and business, which translates to major opportunities for business also. According to the Pew Research Center, the digital media industry continues to grow, with about 93% of American adults consuming some of their news online. In India also, it's the same thing is happening now. As the audience of online media grows, so do the number of platforms, and more consumers than ever flock to sources born on the web. For business, maintaining the online presence that allows them to effectively communicate with their audience is very critical. As Balachandran rightly pointed out, it is the high time to explore the extent to which the social media are overcoming the limitations of mass communication and restoring the humanizing elements of interpersonal communication. Also, we need to analyze how the technology of social media alters the ability to communicate, the nature of what is communicated, and the extent to which social media lives up to its promises as a humanizing and democratizing factor. What we see is the technological structures and process of social media incorporate artificially and lack genuine authority or the authenticity, and asserts the power, arrangements, and magnitude of message carried by social media, reduce its ability to provide quality public communications, promote elite control, and leaves us vulnerable to hysteria and moral panic. Social media at best represents a slight improvement to public communications over the legacy media of the past. At worst, they are replacing legacy media as a means of social control. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your contribution. Do you want to add something, Honourable Member Balachandran?
I think the paradigm shift in the media will possibly lead to a better world where ideas will come together from all over the world, and that will create a blossoming of consciousness, which will bring a better future for the humankind. And the crowded area of media will be lessened, and people will be more in creative communication than going after information and just getting informed. Knowledge and wisdom will blossom. That is my hope and wish.
Thank you. Does anybody wants to comment, to ask a question, so he or she may raise their hand to be seen at the screen and given the floor. So the one of the speakers beforehand, Mr. Kumara Buriganga, he said the maintenance of the humanities is, of course, it's really, but he said it's not only maintaining the humanity. He said that humankind should improve first and then start maintenance.
Yeah, that's true, because humankind couldn't go forward to a brighter future because information sector was crowded with so many different voices which are not giving the right kind of information. With social media coming, initially there is a lot of confusion because a lot of voices are heard, and slowly it will dissipate, and finally a saner voice will come, and information will pass freely, and greater thoughts, greater mind with positive thoughts will come together, and the empire of information all over the world, they will come together, and the whole world will be under one umbrella of wisdom and knowledge that will flower.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Perfectly. Thank you.